A good exit strategy is essential when you are signing a physician contract. Hi, I'm Ashley Shaw here, founding attorney of Contract RX, where we help physicians negotiate better contracts. When signing a physician agreement, it is very important that you know how to get out of that agreement, even if you do not plan to leave. Sometimes life can happen and you can find yourself unexpectedly having to leave your employer, or maybe things just aren't quite working out and you need to find some place that's a better fit for you and your practice. This is why we always recommend that you plan an exit strategy when you are signing your physician agreement. So let's talk about what a good exit strategy should consider. There are quite a few components that you need to consider whenever building an exit strategy for yourself. First, let's talk about timing. An excellent exit strategy means that you know when you can leave. There are quite a few provisions in your contract that can influence that. The notice period that you have to give your employer to terminate your employment, as well as any repayment obligations that may be triggered based upon how long you work there. Provisions impacting those two components, the notice period as well as repayment obligations, should be a factor that you consider when building an exit strategy. Something else to consider is where can you go after you leave your employer? The most common provision that can impact that is a non-compete. There are a handful of states where a non-compete is not allowed to be in a contract. And if you're in that state, you're pretty lucky. Most of the states require and allow a non-compete in a physician contract. So this means when you give your notice to leave your employer, there are certain areas of the city or the county, or maybe even the state, that you're not allowed to work in for a certain period of time. When building an exit strategy, you need to have intimate knowledge of those restrictions. When negotiating your contract, you need to have conversations with your employer about those restrictions. This will help you really plan for a really good exit strategy when you are thinking about your next job opportunity. And lastly, we also recommend, as a component of building an exit strategy, is identifying things that may happen that trigger that you should leave. We often hear from physicians that things were going wrong, or they were not happy, or something was going on for a long time before they decided to leave. The hope always was that things would get better. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. We know that breakups can be hard, but what can help you in building an exit plan is knowing when to leave. A couple things that you consider when building your exit plan around when to leave is, am I happy? Am I working longer hours than expected? Am I on the verge of burnout? Am I doing the work that they promised I would do? If you have a list of non-negotiables that kind of cover those topics, it will help you understand when you should be thinking about leaving. I hope you enjoy learning more about how to think about and build a good exit strategy for yourself. Curious to learn more about physician contracts? Click the link and book a free consult.